Hey again, everybody. Hi, Kevin. Excuse me. Where did I leave off? Make tables work for town parks. Yeah. So I think we had a doubled table somewhere. This. And I need to use this work. I need to use this for the other town perk that we have. Hey, Pretzel. Yeah, lunch was good. My wife made a salad last night based on one that she'd had earlier yesterday. And I had the leftovers of that and an apple. Very good lunch. Hey, Alton. So welcome back, everybody. Happy Monday afternoon. We are just doing a bunch of miscellaneous work right now. Probably some of it won't even be coding, but we're starting with coding. And I'm very excited about everything that's been happening, and I'm excited to work toward this next checkpoint. There's a ton of work. I've been debating on like adding in some extra stream time. We'll have to see how all that goes. Okay, so we can just delete all of this. And we have this table. I want the same general table to be over here. Yeah, except for I guess we need this to be in a specific, some other place. Where would we put this? Maybe like BB code helper? Yeah, I think it's a pretty good place. Now, where should BB code helper go? That's the real question. Probably UI. Yeah, I think it's fine. Okay, so let's put this here and call this BB code helper. BB code functions. Yeah, actually that is probably better. BB code functions. Now let's delete BB code helper. BB code functions. All right, paste this there before I lose it from my clipboard. Delete all this stuff. This needs to be public. And we need list. All right, now what's the problem with this? Change list to be, yeah, sure. Good. Now use this from BB code functions dot form table. Parameters should begin. Oh God, sucks. All right, string table equals all of this, I guess. Is this still not gonna? No, that's fine. I mean, if we're gonna do this, then we should just delete this part, right? Oh, it doesn't know it's a string. Should we just form this out of a skill thing? You know what? Fine. That's what we're probably gonna do. So then let's copy paste this over to here. These are percents though, so I guess it does change a little bit. P0, P0. All right, what is this? Speed bonus maybe? Speed bonus? Level, speed bonus, percent, 2, sure, yeah. Then we want to put this down here. I guess we just do /n table, except for there are 2 new lines. Wait, did it delete the extra spaces I had? Or did I just never add those extra spaces? Yeah. Hey, who cares? I enjoy these streams. Very satisfying to see you struggling. Just kidding. I enjoy chatting and watching you. Yeah, well, thanks for joining in. If you ever want to join in on an active chat, Twitch is more active for sure. I'm fine with you staying on YouTube, of course, or else I wouldn't be streaming to both platforms. The only chat I don't check is the Steam one, which I have a link to check it. I just don't keep it open because I figure no one's ever going to chat there. I changed the extra space for padding. Yeah. Oh, wait. Oh, you're saying okay, never mind. I know what you're saying. And I don't know what I want to do there, but let's try it out. Yeah, I could technically have just changed the padding on the headers. And maybe it's a good idea to do that. So what does this look like? Makes customers move. Oh, whoops. I never fixed the rest of the text. Makes customers move this much faster around town. Yeah, there. Do you do actual coding in Godot or more just visual stuff? The coding I never do in Godot, but part of the reason why I have it set up to use an external editor. So even if I try clicking something like this, it'll still open in VS Code. I don't think Godot is a very good coding experience. But I also don't think that's really, I don't think that takes away from the editor at all or the game engine. For newcomers to coding, it's probably totally fine. Because really, you could code in like notepad.exe if you want to. It's just missing a lot of features. The Godot editor isn't nearly as bad as Notepad, but it's not as fully fledged as something like VS Code or Vim or any number of other editors. So like, it'll work for some people, and I think it's fine. But I like all of the power of VS Code that I have. Okay, so now the only thing we're checking is just that this looks good. I'm happy enough with the code. We're probably only going to do these sorts of tables in one place anyway. So it says makes customers move 0% faster around town. And that levels up. Yeah. Maybe it should highlight the current level in the table and we shouldn't even do the alternating row thing. In fact, we could add level 0 there. This would work differently from how, kind of like the idea. So what I'm picturing is this, although maybe it's obvious what I'm picturing from what I just said, but I'm picturing we add in level 0 here, and then we only highlight the level that it currently is. So in this case, you'd be level 2. That could look cool. All right, let's try it. So we need to add in 0 per level. And that way it would be clear what your current bonus is. All right, how about this? We already have the picture of what I just did, right? Yes. Okay, so let's get rid of that and let's put this in here. So this is option number 1. And now we're going to code option number 2 and we're going to see what's better here. So it makes customers move this much faster around town. We're just going to say move faster around town. And now we're going to highlight the current level. We don't have the level. Int level equals. This is possibly dumb. Yeah. Before we do this, how about we save what we've done? Yeah. I don't wanna have to go back to this way via Command Z if I don't like it. So let's check in what I've done and then we'll work on the possibly better way of doing this. Forced to use Godot during an internship and I hated it so much. Always buggy and just discouraging logic in some regards. When was this? Like what year? Because I only started using Godot in 2020 and I don't know when Godot was made, which I should probably know as a user of it. 2014. Wow. Late 2021. Okay. Yeah, I did not find any major problems with it in 2020 other than my issues with GDScript, I guess, which were like minor for probably most people. All right, this is looking good, right? Yeah. I like it. But possibly we could like it even better. I should write some comments for this. Forms a BB code table. How do you stylize BB code? Capital B, capital B, capital C. Yeah. Bulletin board code. Okay. You're really bored yesterday and created a temperature converter in PHP, converts Celsius to Fahrenheit and vice versa. Yeah, I find that, well, for one, I only think in Fahrenheit. But anyway, I find that for conversions like this, I think using like the phone digital assistant is pretty nice. Or this thing whose name I won't say so I don't trigger anybody's. But I like those. And I think if you needed to convert a lot, which I don't know why you would need to, because probably most people think in one or the other, then it'd probably be cool to have some like automatic thing on your operating system so that whenever you see something like 55 degrees Fahrenheit, it could just put in parentheses what the degrees Celsius would be automatically. That'd be kind of cool. Maybe add some part that the people who taught our intern group How to use it, we're pretty bad at teaching, had messy code. Yeah. Client was buggy on the computers we use them on. Yeah, it's a shame too, because this is one of the things that I feel there's a very fine balance. If you're new to something and you have a bad teacher, it could potentially put you off of that thing for many years. And maybe it's wrong to say this, but it's sort of the teacher's fault. Like if you're a competent teacher and you just have a slightly different style from the students, okay, that's one thing. But if you're incompetent or you, I don't know, are belligerent or something, I think you do a lot of harm. I guess that's just the way a teacher is. You could potentially drastically impact somebody's life for the positive or for the negative. All right, so forms a BB code table for a skill that doesn't grow linearly. This is typically used for a skill that doesn't grow linearly. Yeah. And Alex did game programming at university many moons ago, and I learned nothing about actual programming and came out hating it. Hating it, yeah. I hope you give it another shot. You might still hate it. It might have had nothing to do with the teacher or the university. Boss of the place was pressuring the intern coders while she didn't have a single idea how a computer even works. Yeah, you know, those sorts of things can be a reflection on the school more so than the teachers, actually. I know at least in my high school, we just started having like computer science being taught when I was about to leave. I didn't have a computer science teacher. They had a math teacher and they had a chemistry teacher and they had whatever other teachers they kind of pulled into that sort of thing. And now that I'm thinking about it, now that I'm not in high school anymore, if I were a math teacher and someone was like, hey, you want to teach computer science? That'd probably be really scary, right? Here's a topic that maybe you've never even studied, and now you need to teach people. How do you know you're doing things right? And like, where do you find the time to do that? Yeah. Started university as a programming class, was using Python. I was helping him with understanding loops and other stuff. Told him the break and continue should never be used in loops. I've never heard of that. What did they suggest? Well, just like have an if statement and just run out the rest of the loop? That'd be weird. It's definitely university. I love it now. Are you doing game programming now? I know you've been a dev for 8 years, but like, have you tried game dev again? Or was it just maybe the it you were referring to in your original message was programming, and now you like programming. Okay, I thought it meant game dev. And it'd be cool if you tried game dev again and ended up liking it. Hey, Karada. All right, so headers and cells. I think it's going to be obvious just from just from how this is used. A string like 2, 3, 4, 5. This is left, top, right, and bottom padding. A string like blue, red, green. This should match the number of columns. Or I guess the number of colors specified should match the number of columns. And what else? Num columns. I think that's pretty obvious. Headers and cells. Yeah, I think that's pretty obvious too. Which formula is really, once you understand the formula, it's really easy to envision the final result. I think that people don't always think logically, and with code, you have to think logically. And I think a lot of times people run into an issue and they're like, well, this is what I meant, or this is what should be happening. But the computer is doing exactly what you wrote, not what you meant. But with AI, I think that's going to change a little bit. You'll write what you mean to have happen, and the computer will just interpret that. Teachers either made everything way too easy or way too hard. One teacher made the whole class redo a 2-hour test 3 times. What? Main teachers end up letting everyone pass. Just disappeared mid-semester for a year. Okay. Yeah. Have your condition, empty else, and run the loop completely. Weird. Weird. Yeah, I wonder what the reasoning is. But it is a little scary, right? It's like, who's vetting these teachers, I guess? At a university, I'd expect it to be different. At a high school, I'd expect it to be like, yep, the math teacher teaches computer science sometimes. I think that's fine. I also think it helps that the teacher is just a good teacher because they can say like, look, I'm not an expert in this myself, but here's what makes sense to me. That's a very different message. All right, so format town perk tooltips as tables. Yeah, now I want to change the table style. So we should be able to set the background of a single table. Can we just set this to red, for example? And now it's going to be red no matter what, right? So like if I change this to red, red, BG equals red. Yeah, nice. Okay, so we're just going to set the background. Not confuse these students with their first lines of code. Honestly, do not ever use. It's not the same as do not use for now. Yeah. Yeah. Hey, Sinistella. Nice. How's your pasta with chicken? Okay, so now I want a form table. Are you developer chat GPT? What? All again? Oh, am I developing chat GPT? I am working on a game called Skeleseller. I do use AI if that's what you're asking, but I don't use ChatGPT. I use Copilot. Okay, so now what I want to do is highlight a particular cell. So I guess I'll just make a new function altogether. It'll be like form table with highlighted row. Num columns, padding, string highlight color, and then int num or row to highlight. It's probably making more times than I can count. It's nice to have a go-to meal that you like that much, and it's somewhat easy to do. Okay, so this one's harder to do. We've got to keep track of how many rows we're on. Row number equals 0. And then we add a whole bunch of cells. Actually, row number is -1 for the header. How about that? This might be dumb. But now we want to add 0.5 each time. We don't want to add 0.5 each time. Num cells seen equals 0. All right, so num cells seen plus plus if the number of cells is equal to the number of columns. Yeah, that works. Then don't add a row, just row number plus plus. Yeah. All right, now if we're on the row that I want, we're going to add in the background. String BG string equals that. Except for not that, it's BG equals highlight color. Otherwise, I guess it's transparent, but I guess just an empty string would probably also work. Okay, let's try that. First hello world, once you can do that, it's like saying it from Spider-Man. Power of the sun in the palm of my hands. I don't know if it's hello world exactly, but I think any amount of use of the basics, just some control flow, some variables, some functions, I think that lets you, it's like Lego blocks. You need to learn how to connect a few blocks in a certain couple of ways, right? And then you can build anything you want to. But if your only block is just like a red block, you can only make red buildings, red structures. Always found flowcharts to be really helpful for people that are just getting into programming. Couple examples and then jump directly into coding. You know, and I think as a corollary to that, I think debugging is just super powerful because it's pretty much a flowchart. It's what the computer is doing. And it does make it somewhat visual because it's like you wrote out your code. Now you can see line by line what's being executed, what things are set to. I think if beginners don't get to the point where they're debugging within at least like a couple of weeks, I think there's kind of a problem. Okay, so I think this will work. Let's go try this out with this. So we're going to make form table with highlighted row. The highlighted row that we have, padding, num columns, highlight color. Highlight color is going to be, I guess, medium blue. And then the row to highlight is going to be the level of the ability. Correct? 0? Yes, 0. Yeah, cool. Let's try that. Can teach them how to use it. It was a big hustle in my experience. I feel like teaching the most basic debugging, I guess the most basic thing you can do with debugging is just like step line by line. You don't set breakpoints. You don't look at variables. You just literally watch the code get executed. And I don't think that'd be that hard to teach. All right, cool. So this is wrong, but cool at least. Yeah, this is off by 1. Why though? Column. One number plus plus. 0. No. I see. I just need to add in the other column, I guess. 0, 0. This isn't correct though. It's this one. 0, 0. All right. How's that? Yeah. All right, there we go. This one's, I didn't do anything about that one, but yeah, this is working, right? Nice. Nice. Okay, I like this. I don't understand. Should I have that there? I don't know. Let's take a picture of this and now put that side by side in here. Okay, so option number 1 is this. Option number 2 is this. And it's probably not obvious what's happening here because of how I took the picture. But anyway, this is just highlighting every other row a particular color. I think I just like option number 2. I'm not even necessarily asking a question here. Oh, teacher to a class of 80. Didn't remember how to get to the debug view. It'd be kind of cool if you were teaching, if you could also constrain which buttons even show up in the IDE. I guess you could do that probably with VS Code. Just like push a settings.json on everyone's machine. And now the only button you have is the debug button. Or like there are menus that are just blank except for run debug. I like number 2, but I'd have a background for the header, maybe an even darker blue than the tooltip, or maybe just make it bold. Yeah, bold could work except for that our font breaks when we do that, I think. Although maybe it's time to just fix that issue, because the way you fix the issue is with a different font. And yeah, maybe it's time to do that. I think there are only some characters it even happens for. But yeah, let's take a look. Yeah, it breaks for this. Too bad. You can see these weird little glitches. It's just like chomped a bite out of the E. Yeah, I think bold would be good. I guess the other way we could do it is change the color of the labels. Would that look good? So if we get rid of, nope, can't get rid of that. Oh boy. All right, let's do it this way then. So one way we could do this is color equals, I don't even know what. Something like this. Except for not that. Alice blue. Is that a color? I don't know what I'm saying. It's not a color though. Yeah, so we could either change the color, not necessarily yellow. I think making it bold makes the most sense. Yeah, I just don't have an easy way to make it bold without changing the font. Maybe make it grayish. Light gray. It's not really obvious. It's even different if it's light gray. Yeah, I don't know. Reached out to one of my instructors from tech school, told them they should look into using Docker rather than VMs to run apps since majority of the industry uses it. Not sure if that came off. Oh, as in you don't know what came out of it? Yeah. I wonder how often they update their curriculum. Yeah, I do think Docker is a good thing to learn. Hey, Caleb. I started using my 36 key keyboard. Wait, which one did you get? I think it's good enough for now. Yeah, and then I'll eventually come back to this and try to take another look. We already got rid of the bold. Anything else I want to do here? Maybe just even a border? Like we don't have a color there. And we instead just say border equals blue. No, I don't think that looks good. I think we would have a background color for this. BG equals something gray. I don't know what to make it. Yeah, I think all this looks kind of silly. I'll figure it out later. All right, let's go back to this then and use that form table with highlighted row. Pass in the highlighted row as the level. Yeah, so now form table isn't used for anything. I wonder if we should just delete it. This one with the tents. Ah, the Skeleseller keyboard. Yeah. Whoops. Yeah, I would expect it to be kind of hard at first. I would say as much as possible, just try to get comfortable with typing English on it at first and don't worry about programming with it. Yeah. And then when you feel like you're more comfortable with English, then try to introduce some more stuff. But otherwise, just too much to focus on at first. Okay, so last question. I actually do want some input on this. So we have this right now. Technically, you have two ways of seeing the information. You can see it, whoops. You can see it here, and you can see it here. Should we get rid of this one? So we could just say makes customers move faster around town and just X out the 70%. I wonder. Yeah, usability is definitely more important. I don't want to spend a ton of time on this because we will do a UI pass later. Anyway, Kevin says leave it. I think let's leave it then. And yeah, this stuff's looking good. I like this a lot more, by the way. Ooh, this is so much more readable and you can just see the level going up. Is this a optical illusion? If you have glasses, light refracts at different angles. So it can make it look like you did things a couple pixels off. But actually, as you just move your head up and down, you realize it's just the glasses. All right, nice, nice, nice. I like it a lot. Let's check this in. Let's maybe just delete the other function. Form table with highlighted rows. Because I don't have any need for that function, right? I guess all we need is this. Yeah. Option should be there to only show the table while pressing shift or something like that. I don't think it's going to matter too much if we have only like 3 to 5 levels. I think if we had a skill that went up to like level 10, I think that would be a problem. But yeah, I don't think it's a problem right now. Okay, looks good. Get rid of this. Yeah, looks good. Reformat town perk tables. It now highlights the level, the row representing the level of your perk. Why is town still showing here? Oh, there it's gone. Notice that effect as my eyesight has gotten worse. Yeah. The place I first noticed it was the Windows logo back on like Windows 8. Because I think it was down at the bottom left corner and I don't remember what it was. No, it was a colorful one. It had to be a colorful one. Maybe this. Anyway, if you look at this with somewhat thick glasses, you could sort of see the spaces of the colors moving as you move your head. I think it's more obvious with the perfectly square one, but I couldn't find a good representation of that. I thought it was Windows 8. Have you always used glasses? Yeah. Yeah. Okay, what remains of all of this? Allow the UI to scroll if your window height isn't tall enough. I mean, we don't have a problem with it now. We probably will at some point. Just have working code that can be used but currently not useful. Why do you want to remove it rather than keeping it as a utility? Or are you always trying to remove every unnecessary code in your projects? The the thing I generally think about is this. You ain't gonna need it. The Yagni. And in that case, we had a form table, right? It worked. We already had tested it. So why not keep it? The why not keep it is there's a maintenance cost. There's a readability cost of like, oh, this code exists. Why are we not using this function? And you're just left to wonder, like, is it dead code? Was it intended to be used? The maintenance cost is like, well, if it's not being used, then you might change something that breaks it without realizing you've broken it. So that's generally those two reasons are why you wouldn't keep it around. The other thing is it's in my Git history. So if I ever do want to resurrect it, I could be like, wait, I added, where is it? Yeah, I added this function. Didn't I also add another function around that time? And I just look at the history of this file and realize like, oh yeah, there it is. So yeah, that's generally why I don't keep it around. I think it just adds a maintenance cost. Now there's one exception to that, and that's like, you know that you're working on, let's say like 3 commits at once, and in commit number 1, you add a function that isn't used yet. And then in commit number 2, you use it. That's okay, in my opinion. I don't think there's a problem with that. But I think the problem is that you are just like, well, there's a future commit that maybe I'll use this, but you have no concrete plan right now. I don't think I'm even going to do this. Go to do items inside skip tutorial. And the saving stuff is going to be nuts for this. Yeah, it's going to be nuts. Why is this problematic? I don't think it actually is. Just going to delete this. It's going to matter in the future, but it certainly doesn't matter now. This just doesn't matter now. All right, so saving and loading it. Yeah. What else? Oh, did I ever? I don't think I ever marked that task as done. Earlier today, I merged something. What is this? Oh, merged is different from closed. I wonder if that's new. Yeah, this is part 2 of this. This was addressed by the linked PRs. Thanks, Darkstorm. Cool, cool, cool. Close. All right, down to what? 151 issues now? 152. Oh, darn it. I thought it was 152. Do I play Wordle? No, I haven't played Wordle. Ever thought about making a simpler, quick game like that? I guess sort of. Not like a word game, but that's kind of what led to Jump Royale. Just making a quick game. If I merge your PR, I will merge the PR eventually too. But yeah, not right now, probably. All right, make the very first customers not have any wait time. Make the very first customers much less likely to idle. Maybe give them a speed boost. Make it so customers only wander around the alchemist shop at first. These are all like quality of life things for the start of the game. Save and load customers. All right. Oh boy, I think I want to move all this stuff because I don't think any of this is super important yet. Consider making the perks tree use a table. That's done. Cut a path through here. I might have Dark do that. Yeah, everything else. Okay, so then I'm gonna file the rest of this stuff in other issues because this was really 44 different tasks. New issue. make the recycler druid. All right, what is that task? Recycling druid. Add the recycling druid. It already said do this in a different task. A sign should appear for them in the forest. Then they should appear as just an NPC next to a bin or pot, as opposed to adding a floor to the forest. Floor/building. The bin or pot should get highlighted when you drag an item. And dragging... I guess let's just add this as other tasks. Dragging an item should scrap the item. Unlock. Show the sign to unlock the recycling druid. Actually, it disappears for the first time. Maybe this isn't a good idea. My thinking was as soon as an item disappears, it's like, well, that means you couldn't hold the item. No, maybe it is good. I think we'll do that. Maybe someone plays the game and just never discovers this. Yeah. Okay, so that's been moved. So now we can delete that. Next up is saving and loading. And then the start of game polish stuff. Is there anything else here? Customers wander around. Yeah, no, not really. Ugh. Remaining customer work. There's that. And this. And then the only other task that's still here is cut a path through this. And then that's everything. Cut a path in the map. Yeah. Cut a path through here to make it quicker for the first customers to get to the potion shop. All right. Once this is done, close 202. I think I closed this already, yeah. Oh, we got to go merge my branch. It's about time. Remove temporary code. Hey, Vipov. How goes it? Reduce the number of purple messages in chat. We have all the stats now. All the stats. Purple is number... No, purple's number 3? Wait, what? Black? You can't have a black name in chat, right? Or maybe BTTV is turning it gray for me? Strange. You can? This is dark playing Jump Royale. Oh, that's all this is really measuring. Oh man, I just realized these stats are all pretty much pointless. It's not like they're all meaningful messages. Darkstorm, type in J and R and L. Hey Zoe. So I also made the users. Yeah. This one's more meaningful. And then yeah, we see blue, purple, red, and no color. Can't believe it. All right, so I filed a bunch of new tasks. 385, 6, and 7. Filed the remaining work as 385, 386, and 387. Since this already had like 40 plus bullet points. Close. Yeah. It doesn't show as black for me. It's like a gray color. Hey, Ramu. Okay, so of the remaining tasks, what's important? I don't think we need this for checkpoint 4. I think can people get stuck? Technically, no, because a rare customer could always spawn, but that might take 15 minutes to have happen. And also technically no, because even if customers want things you don't have and can't get, you would just wait 3 minutes. I know it's terrible, but I just don't think it's worth it for checkpoint 4. But maybe. We should keep track of all the checkpoint 4 stuff somewhere. In fact, maybe I should just make a new document for this. In fact, you know what? Let's just do this here. Checkpoint number 4. Work that has to be done. Task and actually let's just do it like this. Work that really should be done and work that would be nice to have. Add the recycling druid so that players can't get stuck. Cut a path in the map is not super important. Some of this stuff would be nice, but isn't also super important. Remaining customer work so that players don't have to wait as long. Yeah. Okay, cool. Finish customer stuff. We're gonna mark that as done. Figure out the general plan so I can do user research maybe this weekend. Gotta ask people basically today. Oh man. I'm just always so excited when it comes to user research stuff. It's amazing to watch someone play something you've worked on for so long and see that there's progress even though they wouldn't know it because they're seeing it for the first time. But you know what it was like when you showed someone the game 2 months ago and 2 months before that. So I wrote this somewhere, user research. Yeah, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 7 people. 2 people gave feedback. That's DAG again, yeah. So I want to ask someone for this weekend, but this weekend would mean that we're still 2 weeks away from launch. Who should I pick? None of you would know any of these people. I don't know. I'll figure that out later. But I should probably reach out to one of them tonight. Or maybe tomorrow. I'll write this on Tuesday, I guess. Tuesday. Get stuff out of this list. At the top, contact someone about a user research session this weekend. What would need to be done before user research? Well, I had all the checkpoint number 4 stuff written down. Where's that? Oh, the other thing we have to do is change the font. Get rid of Hand of Sean font. This font can only be used commercially with a license, which I don't want to pay for. It was always intended to be a temporary font. Yeah, this has to be done before we launch. Not that it's commercial even in checkpoint 4, but get rid of Hand of Sean font so that we don't have to pay for it. Yeah, they need a background, that's true. Start battle is transparent, we gotta fix that. Start battle, town hall, the town hall and the Skeletree are all transparent. Just an ugly version of Comic Sans. It's like a handwritten kind of font. I wouldn't say it looks like Comic Sans, or at least not to me. But then again, I don't have a great eye for that sort of thing. All right, yeah. What remains for this? Clicking through the dialogue of the enchanter. I'd like to fix that. Need to fix the bug where you can't scroll instances to see others. Yeah. Oh, it's technically not necessary, but it's probably pretty important. Fix scrolling instances so that people with thin windows can still see all of the battles. All right, what else? Make customers act like customers. That is now done. The thought bubble is done. Sound effects. Let's just copy paste all this stuff up here. Comic Sans isn't the only version of Comic Sans. Reminds me of that quote, Taken 3 makes Taken 2 look like Taken. Add sound effects. Not easy whatsoever, but should this be done before the user research? I think it'd be cool. Hey, CMJ. Yeah, I think it'd be cool. I don't know if it's necessary. Add sound effects so that people don't have to imagine that they're there. Vault and Enchanter. Make the scenes overwrite the terrain. Can we apply to be voice actors? I don't think there'll be voice acting. Do we have a note about this? Terrain? No. I should probably file an issue for this. I still don't know what we're going to do. Oh, wait. I wrote something about the background or trees or something, right? Add apples to trees. It's just such a funny issue. It's not as simple as it sounds. I don't think we have this anywhere. No, we don't. Reading customer work. Yeah, we don't. All right. I guess I'll file an issue for that. Make buildings cleanly clear out terrain / trees underneath. I'll take a picture of this because it's probably not going to be super obvious. Oh yeah, I got to merge my branch pretty soon and actually fix that. Merge my branch. Hopefully that's not hard to do. I don't think there should be any major conflicts. We merged earlier. I didn't put anything else in the main, so there should just be very clean. But yeah, the issue that I'm talking about here is this sort of thing. For the vault, the enchanter, the town hall, and probably more buildings. The scenes overwrite the terrain underneath, but it doesn't look clean. I don't actually know how we want to solve this yet. Some options. One is make the building slot in perfectly to the underlying terrain. E.g., any ledges that get broken would exist in the building scene so that it can remain continuous. Do something procedural to reform the terrain after plopping in a building. What else could we do? Like imagine we want to construct a building right here and it's going to take up like this space. It would carve out this tree. We could delete the tree, but nothing's going to make these ledges work correctly. You can't just delete the ledge. It'll look like it just ends. I don't think there is another way to do this. We'd have to have the scene know where it's going. Oh, you know how we can make this a lot easier? Okay, I just thought of this. I think the way we want to solve this is the following. One, carve out a block of the map. Carve out a block of the map so that it's completely blank. Then in the buildings scene, e.g. the town hall, fill in that block so that it matches the rest of the map. And then in the buildings scene, make it so that the building works with the filled-in block. This probably doesn't make sense the way I wrote this. But essentially what I mean is, imagine if we were like, okay, we need a building here. We literally just cut out like this part. So imagine this is just gray. And now we put this in a new scene and draw in the trees as they're needed. And then we make it render correctly. I don't know. Perhaps we can't utilize the auto tile across 2 layers, can we? I don't know. Yeah, this will probably need some more thought. And I don't even think this is the best way of doing this anyway. Is procedural map adjustment needed? Isn't every building static? Updating the map once should be enough. Yeah. The procedural bits I was originally thinking would be for like trees or anything, but yeah, I don't think it's a good idea. We need to consider how auto tiles are going to work. But in general, I think we just need the buildings scene to be a drop-in replacement for whatever it shows on top of. In fact, it may make sense for the town's tile map to be completely empty where the building is going to go. And the building is just always there, but either renders the building but has terrain and structure layers. Something like this. All right, I don't think this is important for checkpoint number 4 though. If people see terrain like this, they'll be like, oh, that's a little strange, but it's not really breaking the game or anything. Hey, Sir Puffin. Sir Puffin, what's the ticket status? I think for the vault, it's a little worse because the vault does not have a building. So you just see the sign behind the tree. So maybe it's a nice to have, but I guess there are a lot of nice to have. So I want to be very careful about what we add there. All right, what else? Where's the rest of this stuff? Stabilize for a bit, lower bug count and common confusions. Finish filing issues for this stuff. Is this private, this document? No. What did I? Oh, man. Finish filing issues. What did we not file? Probably gate progression on boss monsters. We did that. When the skeleton says you need to hire adventurers, people want to look around for themselves. Maybe that should be their tutorial to move the camera and find the guild sign. Yeah, I think it's a pretty good idea. Fun thing today is client is adding 2 hospitals who aren't on the same version of their EHR as the rest of the enterprise. 87 issues. Oh, man. What a life. What a life. This is a good idea, by the way. Okay, well, let's write this stuff here, and then let's file it into bugs, I guess. Game needs to tell you that you've unlocked new locations. That's not even possible anymore. Well, not exactly. A new game plus? What? Start a new game, keep something from the old save file to keep the game. I don't think this was even intended to stay on the list. Yeah. How's Skeleseller going today? It's going well. I'll show you what we have in the game now, which is nuts. Look at this. This looks so much better than what it used to look like. We have proper skill icons. We have a cool scroll in the background, better styled buttons and everything too. It's great. That looks really good, yeah. Thanks, Shane. Also, hi. Balance the beginning of the game such as there's enough to do. That's already written down. Manual control over your character. We're not doing that. Adventurer balance. We fixed some of the healing stuff. I don't want to add experience points. We did this. Customers could have speech lines. I don't think that's written down anywhere. Speech. No. All right, well, let's put this here. Customer ideas. Because we have a bunch of customer ideas already. Did I write class? What? Why doesn't this show up in here? I need to press enter first? Wow, interesting. Well, class idea shows up twice, I'm now seeing. Yeah, let's consolidate those. Had to imagine I said something witty about trains and terrain. All right, got it. Add an ER and you turn your train into terrain. That's very witty. Have you built in anti-cheat in your game or not yet? I don't plan on doing that. The way that you'd cheat in this game is by just modifying your save file. Like nothing's stopping you from going in here and saying you've got a bunch of items or that you're a higher level than you are. And that's fine. It's a single player game that you pay once for. So if people modify the save file, it's not really a big deal. The only scenario I think where this potentially hurts, and I don't know if this ever happens, but someone buys the game on Steam, they modify the save file, they make it such that they don't have fun anymore, and then they refund the game before 2 hours is up. The 2 hour limit, I mean. I don't think this happens. And if it happens, it's probably really rare. Because who buys a game and then immediately tries cheating at it? Without even playing it, right? Well, like I said, if it happens, then fine. I guess I just refund it. Does wishlisting a game help in any way? I think it does, yes. And I do have a quick link here for you to wishlist it if you want to. Sounds like an edge case. It's not worth supporting. Well, let me say this. To prevent this would be also pretty easy, or at least to make it harder. But I don't even know if I plan on making it harder. Like we could have some, imagine if you change the level here, that then there's some other property down here that needs to be 3 times the level. And it's called like debug check or something like that. And it's now set to 9. And if it's not, then it says your save file won't load. It's like, okay, we could do stuff like that, but is it worth it? I don't think so. What was I doing? I think I was looking through this stuff. Oh, speech lines. Right, I didn't write that down. Customers could have speech lines in text bubbles. Could have more fantastical customers, like a pixie that flies between shops. Maybe it makes more sense to have a flying adventurer that could restock without taking paths. That is kind of cool as an adventurer. Yeah, what if there's a pixie adventurer and it's a, I don't know, like a debuffing class or something, and it can fly. But I'll just write that down for here. Could have more fantastical adventurers. E.g. a pixie that can fly between shops, yeah. 248 might have an answer to the save files. Oh, yeah. I know. I'm aware what we could do. I just don't think it's worth doing a lot of it, and especially not for the alpha. I think it's actually harmful during the alpha because if someone has a problem with their save file, it's so much easier to be like, oh, hey, look for the line that says all shop save data. What do you see in there? As opposed to like, go run this program that'll turn this into a readable format or upload the save file somewhere and then we'll go look at it. It's like we could just ask someone what's the level and they'll say like, oh, 7. And I'll be like, oh, there's your problem. Anti-cheating measures aren't going to make the experience any better for Gen. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah. I thought you were talking about the edge case specifically of someone getting the game and then immediately cheating. I'll have to see what actually happens. All right, make adventurers drop their items. I'm so torn on this. Oh, what's going on here? This is super busted. What is happening? Customer, get node, get component, walk animation system, update entity. What's calling into this? The walk animation system is tracking someone that it shouldn't be tracking. Yeah, that must be it. Oh boy. All right. What's going on with the walk animation system? And what line of code is this? Update line 58. So it's getting the animated sprite component of an entity, but the entity's been disposed. That means it must have been a rare customer, which is me. It's me. So what's happening? We're not getting on component removed from entity? We're not ever removing the animated sprite component. Oh. But shouldn't freeing it do that? I'm guessing it doesn't. Yeah, I don't know how it would. Is there a function in here that does this? Move component. Is there like a remove all components? On component removed. Where's this called from? Remove component. Ensure no listeners remain. This is literally it. Where's this called from? Is the Skeleseller crypt walking? No. This is like a is your fridge running kind of question. Better go catch it. People will eventually make an editor even if you don't provide one. Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Although I don't know if that changes the equation at all. I still don't think you would buy a game you're interested in and then cheat without even playing it. I think you'd first want to see, like, is it even worth cheating? I just can't imagine. First game? No, not my first game. I made a few, although none are really easily available to play. I guess Ophog is. But the last major game I made on stream was Botland. And this is not playable right now, but this took 5 years. I guess the most recent one that's playable is Jump Royale, which is played during stream breaks. But welcome in, Robert. All right, so where do we do this? Remove component. There's no remove all components? No. I just want to see if we ever had this pattern before. I don't think we did. Oh, there's this. This is in component holder. Interesting. This is what should be freeing this. Like I said, I think I know where all of this is coming from, but I'm not positive. But we need to test it. I'll just write it down as a bug for now because I didn't want to look at this yet. Fix bugs is going to be the top priority. Bug. I think rare customers are being deleted without notifying the walk animation system. So it's trying to update a disposed object. Why do you care about cheaters? Isn't this a single player game? I don't is the short answer. Yeah. The conversation we were having was more like a full discovery / exploration of this topic. But yeah, in short, I don't care. All right, so we're just not going to fix this bug right now. But there was a reason why I even looked at this, and I think it was this. Yeah. Okay. Right. So I'm very torn on this. Right now, adventurers walk to the portal to enter battle, and only upon reaching the portal do they drop the item they're holding. And people said, I want them to drop it as soon as I put them into a battle. So I don't know what I prefer for this. And I'll show you this in the game so you can see. But basically, we click grant items. And now there's a bunch of items there. We'll speed this up a little bit. All right, so the rogue just went and picked up a potion. It's holding a green potion. Well, it's about to not hold a green potion. Okay, anyway, let's do that again. The rogue is holding a cloak. And now I'm going to send them into battle. There. You see how they're still carrying the cloak? It's not until they finally hit the portal that they dropped it on the ground. Some people said it should have dropped it over here. So what should I do? Because I don't really like, my pushback for dropping it in a random location is your rogue might have been up here and you might not be looking there. And since items do drop here, you might be looking here, but you wouldn't expect to have to scroll up to here and like, oh, yep, there it is. There's the cloak on the ground. So I think I want to just keep this as is. Also, it's a lot easier to keep it as is. Yeah. Again, this is the perfect example. The rogue is here. I click repeat battle. Imagine if they just dropped a potion on the ground. Why do they want it dropped wherever the adventurer was? That's a good question. Next time I get this feedback, I should just ask them. Yeah, note. Next time I get this feedback, ask why they want that. I'm concerned that people won't see the items if they're dropped in arbitrary locations. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to do this then. All right, make it take longer before items disappear. This should be so simple to do that I should just do this right now. Yeah, here. Increase this number and reset time to live when you drop an item. That's it. So easy. So what number should this be? They live for 15 seconds right now. Honestly, I don't even agree with player sentiment with this. Like, I think items should disappear after 15 seconds. And it's what encourages you to improve your town a little bit. So how about let's bump this to 20 seconds. Let's see what that feels like. And then let's reset it every time you click an item. Perhaps they don't realize that it gets dropped at the portal and instead think it gets deleted. That is possible, I guess. But I think either way is going to have some confusion. All right, so grant items. So we're waiting. We're kind of doing something in town. Maybe we dragged one of these items over here. We got a quest. We're going to drag another couple items. There's one. There's one. There's one. Now I put a blue potion in here. Now the items are disappearing and they're gone. And that was 20 seconds. I think that's enough time. It could be a town upgrade. It could be. What I'm concerned with is if we make it a town upgrade, it's going to seem less appealing when you have your town kind of running itself. Also, the other thought that I have is if one item disappears, doesn't it mean that a lot of them will? Because think about it. It means that your adventurers and workers aren't enough on their own, or that customers aren't buying fast enough or something like that. What's going to change between, minute number 6 in the game where you don't have enough and then minute number 8? It's probably just going to keep happening. So you can increase the time to live even to be like 5 minutes and you might still have items disappear. Why do those items spawn at the fountain and why do they disappear? That is the portal. This thing. And the reason they spawn there is because that's where your adventurers go and do battle. So if I start this battle, they go in there to start it. And then when they win it, they come out of there. So the items also come out of there. I know the game doesn't explain that, but that was at least the thinking I had behind that. And yeah, why do they disappear is just, if they stayed, then you could potentially get like 600 items on the ground. And I think it would be a problem. Yeah, the rewards for the battle, yeah. And if you click this, show loot on the battle screen, you'll actually see which ones you won from here, which maybe makes it a little bit more apparent. So I'm okay with increasing the time a little bit. I think 20 seconds is a little bit better. Maybe time to start slow flash. Yeah, 8 seconds is still fine, I think. Maybe even 9. Why not have fewer rewards and they're automatically delivered to the shop? Because at its core, this is like a town management game. And if everything was just sort of handed to you, there wouldn't really be a game to play anymore. So at the beginning of the game, when you don't have a lot of workers, yeah, you're manually dragging some potions maybe. But like, look, the rogue is coming over and helping me. And even if I let all these items disappear, it's not such a big deal, right? I would just start a new battle and get more. And then eventually, yes, we could have some upgrades. Actually, we do have an upgrade. What am I talking about? If you have the warehouse and you win a battle, so let me go repeat this battle and watch up. Well, I don't even know where it shows, but I click win. We just got 3 potions immediately in our warehouse. So now these won't get deleted. Better to get less and maintain the items than get more and feeling like you lost them for nothing. Yeah, but there needs to be a sense of progression in the game too. And if you feel like at the beginning of the game you can handle all the items that come through, and at the end of the game you can handle all the items that come through, then at no point do you really feel like, oh, I increased my town's throughput, I guess. Maybe there's a tutorial opportunity to explode a bunch of loot, focus there, tell them most of those will disappear, upgrade town to keep more. It could be, but I think players will learn it as they play. This is why I want to keep doing more of these user research sessions to figure out how actual players are playing and what they're thinking. If repeat battle is on, do they still bring the items to the warehouse first? So let's say we have repeat battle. I think you mean auto battle here. So like the rogue is just going to stay in this portal now. So when they win, they don't leave the portal and the items will still get sent directly to the warehouse. If your warehouse is full and you win the battle, then they will pop out of the portal again. So I think I'm reasonably happy with how this stuff works. Do we care that if you remove a point from clone, the item does drop wherever? I don't think so, no. Because in that case, your worker is just disappearing. Anyway, the other thing that people requested, and I'm okay with doing this, is that when you click an item and then drop it, we should reset the time to live. So where is that? Stop, hover, pick up point, remove, get. We don't have anything to let us do that. But we're going to go make it. All right, so private const double time to live. Time to live. I gotta take a break pretty soon. And then we'll say public void reset time to live. Now when you drop this item, so ground item source. Oh, this is ground item source. I guess when you create one of these, update is held. What lets us know that the item is held? When clicking items on the ground, it's possible you intended to click the portal. Clicked item source. I guess this should reset the time to live. Yeah, in which case we don't need a function for it. All right, let's go test this out. Delete this. Hey, comp. So if this works, we're going to check in and then we're going to take a break. It's a little hard to test because we set the time to 20 seconds, but we can just speed up the game time. All right, so click that. I'm going to wait for them to flash and I'm going to pick one of them up. Yeah, so now I pick this up and I let go and it should no longer be flashing. It is, but does it last for 20 seconds still? Yeah, so I just need to reset the flashing bit, I think. Where do we do that? Item.flash false, item.flash true. We need to stop the flashing. Create flash tween. Permanently stop flashing. Yeah, this. Where's the item? Item.permanently stop flashing. Okay, let's try that. Was there any feedback or were there any wishes in the playtest you did not agree with? Yeah, definitely. Most that I don't agree with really do just boil down to opinion. Like some people want experience points in the game. I just don't think it's a good idea. Yeah. does it reset when it goes back to the ground? We're about to find out because I don't actually know. All right, so we speed this up. We're going to click one of these things. There, let go. There, let go. And they should start flashing again, yeah. Cool. I think it's working. So I should just be able to keep these items around forever if I just keep clicking them fast enough. I guess there's so many that it's going to be hard to do that. Oh, I guess I could do it this way. Yeah, they should just never disappear now. Yeah, so I think this is working. That feels like cheating. It does, and yet some people actually said that that was fun for them. So, yeah, that's what we're going to do. All right, there we go. What is the issue that this is under? This 325. Okay, so fixes 325. What should I say? Like mitigate item disappearance. Increased time to live from 15 seconds to 20 seconds. And reset time to live every time an item is clicked. Yeah. Okay, we still got to merge this branch. I'm going to take a break though. Is it jump time? I said, is it jump time? It's jump time. I just saw Darkstorm get stuck. I've never seen that. How funny. All right, well, good job, everybody. Close the game. I'm gonna go merge my branch. Why is this sinking in this direction? Yeah, I was worried about this. What is going on here? Open git log. Divergent branches. I merged. Well, let's do a git status here. Git pull. I didn't put anything else in main since this, did I? I guess I did. I don't remember. I don't think so, though. Well, whatever. I guess let's just rebase this onto main. Merge conflict in town scene. Please don't be difficult. What happened? What's even different between these? This got rid of the UID. Wait, what? Vaccine. This is the only conflict. And one has a UID and the other one doesn't. Portal.tscn. Okay, let's go take a look. What should this have? Portal.tscn. Yeah, it should have the UID. So I'm pretty sure we picked this one and everything should just work. Didn't I resolve this before? Oh, God. Oh, this is... This is really bad. This is commit number 42 out of 44. What? Oh, man. We should have only had like one commit left to do. What's happening? I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this. Yeah, let's just see. Yeah, we did all this already. All right, let's abort this. Git rebase abort. Git log. Mitigate item disappearance. Okay, that's fine. Is that where we're at now? Yes. Okay, so now let's do a git pull origin main no rebase. Already up to date. What? What? Why is there a 1 down right here? Use git pull to merge the remote branch. Oh, revamp customers is diverged. How is that possible, though? So this... Did I accidentally do something? No, what? If you merge with no rebase, you don't need to force a push. I don't know what's going on. If I just do a git push, what happens? Behind its remote counterpart. Okay, well, let's do it this way then, I guess. Origin revamp customers. No rebase. Repository not found. Oh, auth switched. Conflict, auto merging. Okay, what happened here? Is this difficult? What's the difference? What? I don't even understand. These are the same, aren't they? Corporate wants me to find the difference between these two pictures, but yeah, I think they're the same. I don't get it. What's the auth switch? I have 2 different GitHub accounts. And when I push and it fails, it tries switching to the other GitHub account automatically. So I needed to switch back manually. Yeah, these are the same. I'm not sure why that's happening. I'm also not sure why it's highlighting these. These are the same too. What's happening? What's going on? How is it? How are these conflicts? They're exactly the same code. Huh. It's a GitHub CLI utility. Where does GH come from? I think it's the official GitHub CLI. All right, well, I don't know. I guess just pick accept current. Does it make any difference? It's accepting them all. What's happening? Remove incoming, remove incoming. It doesn't matter. I don't know what's going on right now. I might have made these on 2 different branches. But it should recognize they're literally the same text, right? Like, I don't even see any conflicts here. This is exactly the same. This is probably exactly the same. This is the same. You know what? Let's just highlight all of this and search for it here. Well, there's some difference apparently. Maybe in spacing. Oh, here's a difference. This has an index. I don't know what it should have. But I'm going to go with the index. So let's accept that. Let's accept this. Hope that this is looking good. Character health, this looks exactly the same. Looks the same, looks the same. Yeah. Yeah, this is quite bizarre. I don't know what caused this, but hopefully everything's just fine. Did this just scroll back up? No, it didn't. All right, then what's this one? Yeah, still the same. Okay, so I'm gonna hit complete. It's gonna think there are conflicts, but there aren't. And then commit, and we should be good. Yeah, no clue what I messed up earlier. Because they want you to know you made this change 2 times, maybe. Yeah, I don't know how I did this, but I think it's fixed. So let's see if we can build. And if the skill tree looks okay, then we're probably fine. Everything's broken. No, no. Parse error. It can't even parse the file. Does it have merge conflict markers in there? It probably does, and just the merge editor doesn't show them. Yes, it does. Oh my God. Oh, so bad. You know, Caleb, for whatever reason, yesterday I went looking through the Git Butler contributors, and you're up there, which makes sense. When you work for them, can item be null? The triple item exclamation mark hack is triple item exclamation mark is kind of hacky. Where do you see that? This? No, item can't be null. In fact, I'm not sure why we allow it to potentially be null. Maybe the source needs to outlive the item for some reason. Yeah, I think that's why. I don't recall why though. Maybe it's when you're dragging an item, but yeah, I don't remember. That's actually probably it. It's probably for when you're dragging an item. All right, so all we need to do is fix this one thing. Trying to reach spot number 1. Gotta take over for, what's his name? Starts with a V, I think. I don't remember the other contributor, but the top contributor had a lot of commits. So I want to keep the index, temporary merge branch. I don't even know. Wait a sec. This has a separator and this has an H separator. I'm going to copy this, but we want the one that has a texture rect, I'm pretty sure. So let's delete all this stuff. Load errors. Wow. Never seen a dialogue like this. It says load errors and there's nothing inside of it. I think the editor hates me. Error, no error. I think it's working. Yeah, it's working. Cool. Well, let's never talk about this again. We can't amend the last commit, I think. Well, we probably could, but I'm not going to worry about it. All right, so now we push this. Lana, thanks for the raid. Welcome in, everybody. I am just about to merge a branch that I've been working on now for, what, like a week and a half? So for those of you who've seen this game before, it has changed probably quite a lot since you've last been here. These are customers in the game, and they're moving at a normal human speed now, not just zipping all over the place buying everything. Anyway, hope it was a good stream. Hope you all had fun. But am I keeping a full-time job now while doing game dev? No, this is my main gig for now. By the way, check this out. We now have a proper looking skill tree for all the different classes we have in the game, with custom icons, a cool looking scroll in the background. Branches can be merged. They don't just collect like corpses on the battlefield. Donut-based game, untapped potential. Was there a donut somewhere? Is it this that looks kind of like a donut, I guess? Anyway, the way that Skeleseller works, for those who haven't ever seen this, is you hire adventurers who go and do battle for you. This dialogue is a little bit broken right now, but you send some adventurers into battle, and then they fight automatically. So here we have the warrior and rogue versus a few bats, and you can level them up with these skills here and train them using gold that you collect. But when you win a battle, you get items that then your characters go and sell in your town. So thanks for the raid, Lana. I hope everything's going well. We are, as I mentioned, just about to merge a branch. Oh yeah, by the way, there's another new thing. Customers now want specific things in the game. So this one wants a little blue potion, which for the sake of showing you how this works, let's go get them that little blue potion. There. Now we put this into our shop. And as long as they make it over there before anyone else makes it over there, they should buy it and they should tip. You can do it. Yeah. They tipped 12 gold. Pretty nice. Yeah. So what we were just about to do here is go make a PR. And this is what, like 1 billion commits? Yeah, 48. All right, let's take a look. This is the town hall stuff that we did, which I think I already just marked this as closed. Yeah. This was to address this one, which I already closed. Create. Do you have Karen customers? All of our customers have the same behavior. They'll wander around, they'll idle occasionally, and they'll buy some items. But they don't ever have any like angry modes or battle modes. I'm gonna take a quick look through this, but this is probably gonna be pretty intense. Oh, by the way, I am now a rare customer in the game. Take a look at this. It's me. Started coding on one of the donut. What? I can't tell if there are gratuitous typos or if this is an AI. When I started coding, I wanted a donut to Chris, my BFF. He will eat anything thesis. What does this mean? I cannot process that message. Like, throw him one after eating other gross things. I am lost, Cyborg. I'm sorry. I'm guessing there's just a typo or two. My like brain's autocorrect is very, very broken sometimes. And sometimes someone will be off by one letter and I will not understand what they're saying. And this might be one of those cases. Anyway, yeah, so I want to look through this. I want to see just quickly what kinds of changes we made. Purchase skill button. You can now buy perks. Did I write this in the game design doc? Contains upgrades for customers. These upgrades cost money rather than skill points. Yeah, nice. Close that stuff. Okay, looks good, looks good. Environment, thought bubble. The environment stuff shouldn't have changed, right? Maybe it did because of the town hall. Yeah, maybe. Or no, it changed because I changed some nav stuff somewhere. Town perks, town hall sign. Oh boy. Yeah, there's like a million files. I do want to just look through this quickly enough. It's fine, that's fine. Oh, there's a money limit now. Did I write that down? Your maximum money is now limited. Yeah, I did. We just changed the name of that. That's fine, fine. Yeah. Sounds good. Good, 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 good. Yeah, I mean, these changes are all looking good. The scroll bar, you can see we're like hardly down this page. We've been collapsing file after file here. I'm not sure what's causing all of that. Maybe the font change or something. But I do find this pretty helpful to figure out what I even worked on in the last week and a half. Navigation system. At some point, we're going to get to whatever files are taking up a lot of space here. Player ability tree now inherits from a different thing. Rare customers, I already wrote about that. I reviewed each individual of the 48 commits, so I'm not looking through this super closely. I'm just trying to see, are all these changes that are reasonable and changes that I've written about if I need to. Yeah, so far so good. Now save off town. Okay, good. Yeah, sorry, this process is not very entertaining, and I know that. We're gonna finish up some other stuff after this, and hopefully that's a little bit better. This is all the customer state machine stuff. This is what's taking up the majority of the code that we have, I think. All the state machine things that we changed. Yeah, almost done. We're almost at the bottom of this. Yep, cool, cool. Yeah, nice. That's everything. Cool. Let's go merge it. So much work. When did this start? 4 days ago? Looks good to me, Kappa. Wow, thanks. That's some lightning fast review time. They eat far too much like criminals out of touch and let the law run to its knees. Caleb, did you type that on your new keyboard? Because good job. All right, merge my branch. We're good. Figure out the general plan. I think that's where we left off, and I somehow got sidetracked. I don't know how. Stabilize for a bit. Oh, yeah. Oh, my gosh. We're only here. That's what happened. Oh, my goodness. All right. Unwinding back off the stack a whole bunch. What I was doing is looking through this list. Then I got to this item, and I'm like, oh, that'll only take 2 minutes. And then I needed to merge my branch, and then we got stuck with merge conflicts and everything else. Okay, so allow the user to pick up multiple items, allow the user to move items as though they're controlling the wind in the game. I liked this idea. I thought this was pretty cool. If there are a bunch of items on the ground, it'd be kind of neat if you could just like hold left click and you'd be moving a fan or something, and you could just blow the items in a particular direction. But I don't think we're going to do that. Reset this. We did that. Maybe allow you to move it to another section of the ground. I don't think it's important. Allow for equipping items. We did this technically. Yeah, it's fine. Make it so that only one tip can show on the screen at a time. Yeah, that's probably pretty important. Do we have anything written about that? Surface game stats with the guild? No, I'll just make a new issue. Change tip system. We should probably only allow one tip to be on the screen at a time for players who aren't watching the game. I don't think it's good for them to come back to like 5 tips at once. Anything else? Guide the player get a bit more. Music. People think the playback system is a bug. Yeah, I don't know what to do about this. I don't know if just adding more music is going to address this. But the way that this works right now is like music track 1 plays, and then we wait for, I don't even know what, like 5 to 10 minutes. And then we pick a new track and, you know, repeat this process. The problem is we only have 1 track. So the track plays, then about 5 or 10 minutes pass, then the track plays again. Will it seem like less of a bug to people if we have different tracks? Do people think it's a bug in Minecraft? Probably not, but there are different tracks there. Started typing with absolutely no plan. I'm surprised you didn't type something into ChatGPT and have it do it for you. Well, I don't have an answer for this now, but we're going to wait and see what happens. Lower the music volume level a bit at first launch. 80% is not low enough. The master volume shouldn't start at 100%. Is that why the music randomly stopped and started when I played? Yeah. And it was intentional. I just need more music tracks. Okay, this one's pretty straightforward. Where do we even set the volume level? I think in the save file, local settings. Local save data? Yeah, here it is. I think some people don't want the master volume to start at 100%. That's my guess. Maybe randomly, seemingly stopping and starting is the issue. But it works that way in Minecraft too, I think. Maybe it'll be perceived better when there's ambient sound effects. Yeah, I want to see if the sound effects change anything and if the second music track will change anything. Start at 50%? What do other games start at? Good starting volume for master volume in a game. This is the world's worst search query. I should have master volume set at 50 instead of 100. I definitely don't want to have it be 100, but 50 seems too low. Huh. Well, let's see what it's like if I set it to 50. And then I guess turn up my volume a little bit. Are we going to have issues with people's local settings? People who play Checkpoint 3? I don't know. I guess we'll have to find out. Yeah, so now I got to go delete my save file. Can we just launch the game and see what happens? Provide high quality feedback. Well, now you can add limericks to your resume. Yeah. Okay, whatever. I'll just set it to 50%, I guess. No, I think 50 is too low. We're going to set it to 60. Dare to be different. There. Start master volume lower. Let me turn this off. It was at 100%. Now it's at 60%. This should... I'll just leave it there. Okay, so that's done. Figure out how the storeroom is going to work. We did that. Need more types of buildings. We kind of did that. Rebalance item doubling. It's not balanced with respect to shiny loot. Yeah, we still need to do that. Balance. Hey, Barney. What do you want from an egg command? Perhaps I can tell you. rebalance for checkpoint number 4. Do we even have this? We don't even have this. My goodness, what a ridiculous issue this is going to be. All right, so rebalance item doubling. Not balance with respect to shiny loot. Where even is item doubling? I don't know what we're going to do. Both skills. May have interactions with the enchanter if you're getting tons of loot, though. Exactly nothing. Add a border between battle windows. That's done. All dialogues should have a portrait of who's speaking. That's at least tracked. People don't necessarily like having so many dialogues open. That's tracked. Add a tip screen. That's tracked. So you're putting the positive option for dialogue on the right and the negative option on the left. How does this work in a few other things? So like this, for example. Positive option is on top. So they don't even use left and right. What does Godot do? Positive option is on the right. Okay, I guess. I'll write it down. Move dialogue options. Yep, that's it. Back to game. Stand out or change the location. We did that. Revamp this so there's always a selected adventurer and the description for them shows up in the portion of the UI. I think this might be tracked. Negative options, background to green. Put a traffic light and just you either click the green light or the red light. Do we have this written down? Revamp. Yeah. Wait, what? Yeah. Yeah, it's already tracked. Allows scaling the battles up so players can watch them. If we do this, we can add in a log or status effects. I don't know about that. Yeah. You can't close the higher adventurer dialogue. Did we write that down over here? So we're putting the dialogue in screen space and allow you to close the dialogue. Start battles at the upper right, but battles go to the bottom of the screen. Perhaps it should always be on the screen, even if you have 3 battles. The button can appear on top of the start instance UI. Yeah, those are all known issues, but I don't think we actually wrote anything about it anywhere. Revamp start instance. Oh my goodness. Oh man. What is this? Start battle button is always at the upper right. Battles go to the bottom of the screen. Should always be on the screen even if you have 3 battles. Button can appear on top of the start instance UI. All right, I'm going to write this in here. Note, we got some other feedback from checkpoint 3. And it's this stuff. How's it go to the bottom of the screen? Yeah. Yeah, I know. We have a lot more issues. This was bound to happen eventually. Moving the camera via the keyboard can cause issues when buttons steal the focus. Yeah, I don't know what we're going to do about this one yet. Fix keyboard input when buttons steal the focus. We got feedback on this in checkpoint 3 that people couldn't move the camera anymore after clicking buttons because the buttons would steal the focus. Well, we're almost to the bottom of this. When forming a party, it's not totally clear whether you moved an adventurer. We probably need more obvious separation. Isn't this already a thing we have written down? Show level, closing the UI. Yeah, I guess it's that. Indicate which ones are in your party and which ones are in battle. And which are in both? What? Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'll just write a little note after this. People said in checkpoint 3 that it wasn't clear which party members were selected for battle. Okay. Need to be able to tell there's a quest more easily, show the level of adventurers when sending them into battle, fix issues with windows like the skill tree getting resized. I don't think we did that. Gonna leave that for now though. Start instance can go outside the window somehow, probably when changing your party around. This is probably still a bug. Yeah, this is probably still a bug. I don't know how to repro it though. And I don't know how hard it'd be to fix if I can't even get a repro. I guess we click this. There's no background. That's a different problem though. I can't figure it out. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how we do it. All right, border around battles can get stuck on screen after closing all the windows. I don't think that's an issue anymore. Although maybe it was on Windows. It was only on Windows, I think. Or only on something monitor scale of 1x. Armorsmith and Weaponsmith showed dialogue containing the text. Some text from NPC will appear here after completing the Red Helmet and Staff quest. These quests were completed after a save and load and were also saved as in progress with partial completion. All right, I don't know. We're just going to copy paste this over here because I'm not going to figure this out. Sprite bleeding is something that lots of people notice. Yeah, that's pretty important. Allow for panning the camera by touching the borders of the game. Yeah, lots of people ask for this. I think this is worth doing. Yeah. Many people wanted an RTS. Is it even RTS? Style camera where you could pan it just by moving the mouse cursor to the edge of the screen, to an edge of the screen. To remain as a game setting, consider allowing this. I'll drag an item. Either way, this makes it in. We probably need to set and control the speed at which the panning happens. Yeah. For playing on a trackpad, someone said they want to use 2 fingers to pan the camera. How do we even do this? 2 fingers to pan the camera. Isn't that a scroll action? I don't know what that even gets detected as. I also don't know how to test this. I guess I have a Chromebook, but I don't know how to install Skeleseller there. That was me. It should be a scroll action. But the trackpad is sending a scroll event. So this would need to be a setting that says move the camera by scrolling. Which I guess is possible. And then we just say a tooltip that says this is for people who have trackpads. This is very low priority, but I'll write it down. All right, make panning the camera trackpad friendly. Apparently, Kevin wants to be able to use a trackpad with 2 fingers to pan the camera. I assume this is registered as a scroll event by Godot. So we would almost certainly need an option in the settings to indicate that you even want this behavior. Otherwise, it's going to be hard to use, hard to play the game. If we do this, make sure to put a tooltip on the setting that says that this is almost entirely for trackpad users. Yeah. Isn't there a multi-touch API? I'm not sure, to be honest. Also, I gotta say, I think this is pretty low priority. I don't know how many people expect to play a game with a trackpad. Like, you probably wouldn't want it to hinder the experience, but I don't know if you'd expect it to be sort of trackpad first. Almost entirely for trackpad users or for Kevin. I don't know. And I guess I'll just write this note. I don't think this is a high priority. Since I think most users would probably just expect the game to work with a trackpad, not for it to be optimized for it. Anyway, we wrote it down. It's broken. Consider adding a menu item that lets you open the folder containing the save files. Yeah, this is pretty nice. Allow opening the folder containing a save file. There should probably be a menu item somewhere, or maybe just a hotkey that opens the save data location in your OS's file explorer. This is mostly for people who had issues with their save data so that they can upload it to us with less of a hassle, or just less hassle. Yeah. I think we'll put this in UI and maybe saving. Be fair, every game with a trackpad, you're used to having games not work for you. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking about. And someone gave me good feedback a while ago, which is if you only have zooming through the scroll wheel, that's really hard on a trackpad. That's something that I think, yes, you should have hotkeys in your game that should let you zoom so that you don't run into those issues. And yeah, I think that helps out a lot. So it's like, okay, that was easy enough to do. And I'm okay with optimizing for that sense of a trackpad, but other things I think are a little bit tougher. 273 is done. Maybe we hide edit party location when you only have one party member in location. We should hide auto battle until you've unlocked it. So this part's definitely done. This one isn't. You can still technically click this. Can we load the game and not have anything? Yeah, you can still click the party to edit it. Buy a mouse for 600 gems. We'll mail it right to your house. Note, at least as of the date, this is still an issue. Just not a big issue. We could probably just mark this as closed and not do anything about it. Let's finish going through this though. Consider storing playtime in the save file and make a simple report playtime to server button and run a simple service that collects these. Do we have this written down here? Yeah, how long people play for? Yeah, I'm not gonna write this down then. Consideration. Consider not allowing the player to start a battle unless they're at full life. One player said they felt they had to wait to manually start a battle. I feel like this could be a game setting since I don't want to complicate the UI. I don't know about this. I don't know how often people are going to manually start battles anyway. Because once you've unlocked auto battling, you can just check this box. And your characters will just always fight whenever they have full life. So we won. Now they restore to full life. And they fight again. And if that's the way that most people are fighting, then the repeat battle button shouldn't really be used too much. What's this? Having a way to equip items or have some other tension than just selling it. All right. So as far as I'm concerned, we've processed all of these things now. and I'm going to mark this as done. There's an issue that I've been sort of just ignoring for a while. But the enchanter, the way that this works is you drag an item onto here and it'll disenchant the item. So it's deleted now and you get a buff for a certain amount of time. The problem is that this costs one item to do. So if I drag the armor over here, I've just spent one item and I get a buff. And you have a ton of items. So even if you're not getting the best possible buff, it's still something. I guess maybe that's the issue, is that we have some of these buffs will always be helpful. Like a plus 5% dodge. This is good at level 1 and it's good at level 10. Unless somehow there's eventually a plus 15% dodge or something like that. Oh, this is fun. Panel container can't access a disposed object. I wonder what's causing this to happen. Make it require a set, make it last longer. I was thinking, what if it just required just 3 of the same item or something? What causes that issue to show up? Not that. It might be that. Huh. Maybe it's the enchanter? No. I'm trying to see what causes the issue. Is it dragging something onto here? No. What? Something caused an issue and I don't see it now. Probably should have saved the issue so that... Is it grant items doing it? Dragging the second enchant? It could be. It had something to do with the panel container. But I don't know. Oh, what's that? Is inside tree is true, returning false? What? Did I just have to press these really fast? No. I don't know. Maybe I close this? No, I don't know. I don't know what's doing that. It's not the town hall, is it? I didn't even build this. Take care, Caleb. Yeah, see you on Wednesday. Let's get feedback and see how people feel. I agree. I don't think we should do anything for checkpoint number 4. And I don't even think players will be annoyed by it. If anything, they'll probably say something like, I want enchants to last longer. How many hours per day? How many hours do you work per day between your job and the streaming? This is my job, so it's pretty much the streaming that you see. So streaming is like maybe about 20 hours per week. And then some amount of like off-stream work. Maybe another 20 hours per week. I don't know. Yeah, probably about 40 hours per week. Hard to say for sure, because a lot of the work I do is at kind of weird times. Like yesterday I was at the library and had some time to tackle some of this stuff. So I did a little bit of work. But in general, one of the biggest things I'm trying to stick to is having this endeavor be sustainable. Because the way I look at it is, I want to be able to do what I'm doing for many, many years. And if I burn myself out after like 2 years, then I won't want to do it anymore. So it's not confidential. What do you mean exactly? Like, that I'm making a game definitely isn't. And I show code on stream. It's not free open source software, but yeah. Hang on, let me turn this off really fast. Give me 1 sec. Okay. Something on my glasses. Is there a way to record last N actions of the user for bug tracking or something? Yeah, there'd be ways of doing this, but I would need to, well, it's not even that any of this stuff is hard. I could record things, I could auto upload them to my mini PC if I wanted to. I think the issue is just prioritization, which is for checkpoint number 4, we already have things like sound effects. I wanted bosses to be in the game. I wanted customers to act different. I wanted the enchanter et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, to the point where it's like, okay, now bug tracking. Like, yeah, I should probably do something for that, but we have 18 days left and there's still a lot left to do. How do you approach a job market as a fresher new grad of 2025? So I don't think it's too different from any other time. I think a lot of times as a new grad, you're focused more on your portfolio, maybe and GitHub too, in addition to your resume. And just having projects, making sure you're still learning, because you might get done with school and not have a job lined up. And then the more time you sort of wait without doing anything, I think the maybe the worse it'll look. So yeah, start applying before you're done with school and make sure you're still working on stuff when you get done. Do those NPCs going in and out of the building you drag the items from interact with those objects? So there are a couple different kinds of NPCs, and it's not super obvious just at a glance. The slow ones are customers, and they have nothing to do in here. But the fast ones are workers, and when there are free spaces available, so for example, if I do this and this, so now the workers have a place to set items, and now when they come back in here, they'll pick up more items. So that's how they interact with this building. But customers don't interact with this because this isn't actually a shop. And eventually customers won't walk into here. I think it's kind of a mistake. You also get a warning about an invalid UID when you start the game. I don't think so. No, I did not. Maybe it was saving and loading that did this? Yes, it is definitely that. Okay, so loading the game causes a panel container issue. Whew, good thing I tested that. Bug loading the game causes this issue. All right, now what is the issue? Now we just gotta copy everything, I think. This dialogue works a little weirdly. Cool. There. Assuming they get a random target to go interact with, but when they finish their pathfinding the object you've already dragged off. Oh. Is that what you're saying? Like, there's a... Let me see if I can show you this. So I add a bunch of items here. Well, I guess not a bunch. Let's speed this up. Okay, so we have a customer or a worker coming up to here, let's say. Wait, I need to add more workers for this, I guess. All right, so I go and pick up this item, then they won't be able to pick it up from me. So here's a good example. Watch. They'll walk toward this item, they walk away. They walk toward it, they walk away. They walk toward it, they walk away. So yeah, they won't ever pick up the item that you've got in your hand. But as soon as you let go for long enough, they will just go take it. How'd you tell your wife you wanted to stream again for a full-time job? So I was working at Google and I was pretty unhappy. And I told my wife, like, I want to be doing something else. And we talked about it a bit. I'd originally said I wanted to work at Google for like, I don't know what I even said, 3 to 5 years. So I made it to the 3-year mark. And well, 3 year and 1 day. And then I quit. So we'd been having a conversation for a while about it. Workers chase the item from your hand or cursor. I like little ideas like that. But yeah, I do think we need to just kind of make the game first. Can you take an item from a customer, worker, adventure? No, none of the above. Eventually, I want you to be able to take items from the shop. Like maybe you decide, you know what, I want to disenchant this item. Then you could take it out of there. But otherwise, I think they'll just stay where they are. I just get this. I think we need to clear out the UID cache. We better figure out where that is and maybe try it. Because I think these problems are just going to keep happening. Also, I have one change, but I don't remember what that change is. Git log -1. Oh, start master volume lower. Yeah, let's sync that. It's not very important. Okay, well, there's still a lot left to do. When's the next mentoring thing? Not scheduled. Oh yeah, I gotta remove Beardage from the list, which means tomorrow we gotta Remove beardage, mentoring from the list. Archive the playlist. Upload the new video. Anyway, next session is December 2nd. So we can just focus on Skeleseller for the next bit of time. Wednesday, I think, should be about sound effects. But I didn't finish organizing this list to figure out what else we need to do. Why were you unhappy with Google? I made a whole video about that. I suggest watching it, not because I can't sum it up here, but because it's going to go into more depth. But the short answer is a lack of fulfillment. I don't think the places I worked at were bad jobs or anything. I think I just have a different view working for someone else than I do working for myself. And I don't totally know what it is, and I'm sure I could address it if I needed to, but I didn't need to, so I just didn't address it. Were you at GCP? I was at GCP for about half of my time at Google, and then at Android Studio for the other half. It wasn't exactly half and half, but it was probably pretty close. But yeah, I just, I don't know. There's a lot of potential problems with me working at companies, I think. Like I said, I think it was a good place to work. I liked the people I worked with. And I think I mostly felt that way at all the sort of corporate jobs that I had. I think one of the places wasn't, well, I don't want to get too specific, but anyway, yeah, most of the places were good. And I'm just hoity-toity, I guess. All right, well, I've been streaming for a decently long time. It's 3:30, and I wanted to go get some errands done today too. So you are part of the grind for checkpoint number 4. And you get to witness all of this happen. This document is up to 37 pages, which is crazy. There's a ton of tasks. I've got it linked there. Do you have an Android or Apple phone? I use a Google Pixel 8 Pro. And my background is this picture of Abby. I love it. It just cracks me up every time I see it. All right, I should go find someone to raid. Who is online? All right, let's go raid Play Dungeon Mans. Thank you all for watching. I will leave you with this link, the wish list link, wherein you can click the wish list button and add Skeleseller to your Steam wish list, which would help me out a lot. If you don't mind doing that, please do take a look. I'll be back on Wednesday. What am I doing? I should kick off the raid command. I'm way out of order here. Yeah, I'll be back on Wednesday. We're probably going to do sound effect stuff. It'll probably be a little bit annoying to listen to if I'm testing sound effects a lot, but we'll see, and maybe I can try to minimize that a bit. But thanks for watching. Hope you have a good rest of your day. Bye, everybody.